This is Betty, our 3-year-old Percheron quarter horse cross that we recently acquired from Oklahoma. If you observe this segment of the video, you'll see a huge difference in the way she leads. We'll cut in some video of her shortly after arrival that shows the way she originally wanted to lead. Here we go. This is her coming out of the barn, a little distractible. More so, though, she wants to pass me. She wants to be in a hurry. She wants to lead me, and as you can see right there, she wants to come into my space. Don't get on your horse if they're not mannerly on the ground. So we're working through this so that she is more likely to succeed as a riding horse. So we're now out in the larger riding area. This is the second time I've ridden her outside the round pen. She has been ridden outside a fair amount by others, but I want to add some things and check some things. If you see me speaking, it's because this was originally to be a live voice recording, which we decided to change to a voiceover to cut down the length. So what I'm doing here is a very typical exercise. We're only going to do it to the left to demonstrate. I like to bend them, let them find a stop, not jam to a halt, but just gently find it softly. Keep their body aligned, get them to relax, to release their face. And there she see how she looked over. That was good. Now watch my right leg. I applied some right leg, and as soon as she stepped off to the left, continuing that left circle, I took the pressure off. I do that sometimes instead of simply allowing a horse to walk off, because some horses tend to run through their shoulder. So that's the motivation there. The downside is you do have to hold them in that bend for at least an instant after they release their face there. See, I moved her forward there because she stopped with a brace. There she stopped softer. And it's there. You can just see her look. Right leg, till she turns loose and steps to the left. But you can see she's relaxed. She's also starting to align her body better. She's not looking to the right when I do this. She's not really pulling to get away. She could certainly be softer, but that's something that's going to take a little bit of time. So this will prepare her to do the steering exercise that comes next. We've got her relaxed. We've got her given to the bridle. We've got her responsive to my leg. And of course, we'll repeat this the other direction, but just not on camera. So we're going to begin to trot her and steer. And I'm really working on and checking on 3 things. They all begin with R. Relaxation, which was a big part of that first exercise. Rhythm, which refers to the regularity of her gait, the regularity of her stride. As you can see, she's what I'd call coming and going right now. She'll speed up, she'll slow down, she'll drift to the side. Right there, she's picking up some rhythm and regularity. That's the second important thing. And the third R is responsiveness. You can see there I had to take my hand off to the left and probably took it off more than I should have, and added right leg to bring her across and complete the steering I was asking for. See, she looked to the left, so I simply steer her to the right. And there, she's pretty much leveled out between the bridle reins. I'm not micromanaging her or nagging her. I'm picking up as needed. I have no need for vertical flexion or collection at this point. I simply want her to follow the aids and guide. That will get her more regular in her gait, soften her up, and also further that third R, which is relaxation. So she started to look the way I pointed. I've just steered her off the other direction altogether. So I'm not going to hold out on her. I'm going to steer out. If you get those three things put on a horse, you're going to be able to teach them a lot more advanced things. These basics come with you. They're in your toolbox. They don't get dusty. They come out every time you ride. I will bend a horse around and check their level of relaxation and alignment, even on finished horses. And I do that consistently. It's not something that you do every once in a while. You don't have to do it much, but it's a great check. There you can see her dropping down a bit more than I would want. So I'm just holding my hand steady, letting her bump the bridle and pick her head back up. See, she wants to reach down a bit. Not the worst instinct, but it can pretty quickly become an evasion. So again, she looked to the left there. There are magnets that direction. So I steer her away from that. Don't quarrel with her. I just send her a different direction. And as we move along, you can see that the steering is getting easier. One thing you'll notice now, and maybe even more later on, is I'm riding extremely loose and a little sloppy. If you compare the way I'm riding this mare and the way I ride some of my other horses, you'll see a real difference. Here, that looseness, that sloppiness, basically helps her find relaxation. See, I'm just making like a dish rag there. Right there, we're going together. That's pretty right there. She's just lined out. And when I steer her from that level of relaxation, the responsiveness is pretty good. So I'm having to nag her less and less. My cues can get more subtle. Right there, a couple seconds ago, she sort of hesitated and lost her rhythm. You need to have all of those very basic pieces. So here she's just floating along. When she gets to the corners, I steer her, but she's requiring less and less. There, that was nice. I wanted to take her on a shorter circle, but that caused her to get a little lost and to break. So you don't want to settle them into just a mindless circle. This isn't about circles at all. It's about steering, it's about softening, it's about relaxation, rhythm, and responsiveness. Think of those 3 R's, and you'll have the basic building blocks for a much nicer horse. You can see that as she goes, she's getting more sure, she's getting calmer, and there's not a whole lot of drama. Probably not the best watching. Sorry about that. But I'd rather train my horse than make a more entertaining show. So we're just going here, we're going there, steering her everywhere. But maintaining, in general, a direction to the right. Unless she veers off, then we take her back to the left. And we'll repeat that the other direction. Probably not on camera. And there I'm just sort of relaxing, moving around on her, telling her, you can watch out for yourself a little bit. These are the little things, the dull things, the boring things that build a horse. And you can see I'm riding kind of like I got no bones. Honestly, I didn't just forget how to ride. But sometimes sloppy riding like you've had a few drinks, can cause the horse to realize that they have to figure this out for themselves a bit. Now, I'm starting to use more of the pen. That's important. You don't want to get them stuck in one geographical area, Plus, my goal is to get her to where she'll line out and go straight, just in the direction I pointed. I'm just heading to the far fence. And I'm sort of steering her to correct. She started to go to the left, or would like to have gone to the left, so I simply steered her to the right. Now she's lost. She's also more wiggly this way, which is predictable. She's leaving the barn area, leaving a place where there are other horses. So she has a little more weave to her going this way. What I'm doing here is very much working on steering. However, instead of steering her to a circle, I'm steering her to straight, to that straight line. Now let's see if we can line out and go in a straight line. Let's see if we can sort of slack up, relax, and there we're going together. Right there, there's no conflict. So I pick up, say, thank you, Betty. And that's all we need to do. That's the ride. Hope this was useful to you. We'll have more videos on this nice mare and try to show her progress as it occurs.